Hello everyone and welcome to yet another season of Discovery Phase 2 Gold Making Guide. In this guide I'll cover a lot of new ways to farm gold and even talk about my upcoming investment plan. As a tailor, you can craft amazing level 40 rare items, and these items all requires Heart of the Wild, a material you can farm in Swamp of Sorrows. You can start this farm at around level 38 and it takes place at the northwestern part of the zone. When you're here, you should also pay attention to any nearby chest. There's going to be two different spawn locations, one here and one in the nearby cave. And if you have leveled your herbalism, then I would highly recommend you to track herbs, as you can find a lot of these while you're farming. Besides getting Heart of the Wild, you also get many other herbs that you can use for leveling up your own alchemy. The item Cellus Riddle is still selling for a decent amount of gold, at least on my server. This item begins a quest that will eventually also give you a 14 slot bag. The riddle can be looted on the 3 different ships at the southern part of Stranglethorn. But instead of clearing all the different enemies and looking for the riddle, then I just die close to a ship and then I scout through all the different rooms. I'll then release by the time I find the riddle, so I can also loot this instantly and make a high amount of gold every single hour. Just remember, you can only carry one of these at a time, and if you have already completed the quest, then you cannot loot another one. In late Phase 1, I invested around 300 gold into different things for Phase 2, and then in the first week of Phase 2, I sold everything and made a bit more than 1000 gold. This time I've decided to invest a lot earlier, so I can also make a bigger profit in Phase 3, and all these investments I've covered in a new document that you can purchase, simply by using the link below this video. The big iron fishing pole still seems to be selling for a decent amount of gold and also rather quickly. It's a lot easier to farm this in Phase 2 compared to Phase 1, as the enemies will now be lower level compared to you, at least if you're level 40 of course. This farm takes place at the southwestern part of Cellus. All you'll have to do is to open up these cages, traps. In these traps there's a small chance that you will get the big iron fishing pole. In most cases you will get the shellfish or maybe even a creature spawning. I mainly recommend this farm for druids, as you can swim around a lot quicker and you never really have to pay attention to your breath. Else you could bring an underwater breathing potion, or at least use these objects where you can also restore your breath bar. The material Heart of Fire is quite expensive on most servers right now. Not only because it's difficult to obtain, but also because you can craft some amazing items as a tailor with this. It has a low drop chance and you will need to kill high level enemies to obtain it. Therefore, I would highly recommend you to be 2 people if you attempt this, or at least be a hunter. Another material to look out for is the wild wine. This can also be quite expensive, as it's needed for crafting the same items as I mentioned in the beginning of the video. I usually farm these in the middle of Stranglethorn, where I kill these trolls. A benefit of this farm is that you can also do different quests that you can pick up in Booty Bay at the same time. And on top of this, there's also going to drop a lot of silk and even mage reef cloth that you can use for leveling up tailoring, use for your first aid, or even post on the auction house. It seems like we can still make a bit of gold with the Shredder Auto Salvage unit. I usually just purchase these on the auction house, but you can also craft them as an engineer. Then you will head to Stone Talon Mountains and look for these enemies. You will use the unit and have a chance of getting the Shredder Turbochargers. I tried this with 10 of the units and I ended up with 6 of these Shredder Turbochargers. A benefit of this farm is that you can do it as a low level character and level up at the same time. Just remember to check the auction house before you do the farm. If there's way too many of these being posted, then it could probably also be worthless to do. One thing you can also do to make gold is to farm chest. You simply just layer hop and all of a sudden you might also spawn close to a chest, or will appear close to a chest. The add-on that I use for tracking what layer I'm on and also getting invited by other players is called Nova World Buff. How I can track the different spawn locations for the chest is another add-on, and all of these things I've covered in my add-on video you can find on my channel. In that video I also explain everything about these add-ons so you're ready to start farming yourself. However, as a rogue you could just head into higher level dungeons and farming chests without any competition. All you'll need to deal with is just some nearby enemies. In some cases there will be elites, but if you have some proper gear or the right spec, then you can easily farm these. But then again, I usually don't farm too much gold, only in the beginning to have some raw gold so I can start investing, and then a couple of months later I will sell these investments and probably make 5 to 10 times the profit. Nonetheless, then I do enjoy making these videos, and especially about gold making opportunities, Therefore, you can also expect a lot more videos anytime soon, and if you would like to see more of this, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell.